Hello, my name is Caitlin Quintero, and in this video, we will talk about school violence. What is school violence? Can be understood as any type of aggression carried out within the environment of educational institution, which can come from any of those who would make up to the school community. That is, it not only involves students but can also present to parents, teachers, directors, and administrative staff. Recent study carried in Colombia show that there is a relationship between school bullying, emotional intelligence, and the practice of physical activity. Children would do at least 60 minutes of physical activity as they are less likely to be bullied or attacked by other children in the school or neighborhood. Similarly, children with a higher level of emotional intelligence also show less probability of being attacked by their peers. Tactile instruments have been validated for both variables and are available to research. Type of violence. 1. Violence from the teacher to the student. Action carried out by the facilitator against to the trying of their student. This could be harassing, question, harassing attitude when the teacher reproaches the student for every time, exclusion when the teacher does not take the student info consideration. 2. Violence from the student to the teacher. It takes place through the student body towards the teacher group. Some cases will be anonymous marker of offense. 3. Exclusion. It happens when a student group decides to exclude another student from academic activities. These actions are usually reflected in the following as no inclusion of the student in any work or study group, no informing you about study activities, do not participate in school activities on the occasion of event or curricular activities. Intimidation. The main means of attack is the threat in itself. It does not consist of physical acts but rather intimidating actions that make the victim feel cornered and forced to do what the perpetrator wishes. One of the most common for among students is the feat that one of these men instilled in the other so that they are forced to do their homework. It's also possible that a person is forced to act under threat against a teacher or another student. 5. Sexual violence. It's one of the most general forms of violence that can exist, and it involves any kind of act that has sexual connotation, from obscene word to the under touching or that is restricted to the performance of the sexual act against the will of the victim. This modality can occur between teachers, students, between teacher and student, or between students themselves. 6. Coercion. It is a form of violence similar to the threat, since it involves the fact of forcing the person to perform a certain act against their will and sometimes to the detriment of themselves or third parties. 7. Bullying is the most common of which is carried out repeatedly from one student to another in order to cause discomfort and a case of psychological abuse. The most peculiarity about bullying is not the frequency with which the act is carried out, but that is carried out with the full awareness that the other person is being harmed.
Hello, teacher. My name is Yasser Samaniego. I'm 10. What is square or bullying? What is a bullying is all of the most what their personality is the word. Los acechos will burle de las personas. Ellos creen que no caen en referir. La acción can as be us be over or are motivation be muchos such as como son posiblemente o te importa como aquí su raza y su relación son estas sociales y ser popular. You are indefinitively sexually committed by lesbian of bastard. Los ascension where I am you are for repeat they are hosting songs of they val saying sour that you can lose. To have they small estimate they small deprimate of worth de ir sobre hacer el daño a sí mismo e incluso sin cuidarse. They are then deficit day of school then problem in day start of the night they using energy they so on they average. Thank you, teacher.
Hello teacher, my name is Alison Rengifo and I will talk about violence at school. They do manifest hashtag END violence. Okay, for many students around the world, school is a dangerous place. We ask you people about their experience around violence in school and what they think next to be done to prevent it. The response was overwhelming, with more than a million young people expressing their opinions. More than 2 in 3 young people say they aren't concerned about violence in and around school. But they also have ideas about what students, parents, teachers, and governments can do to make school. We have brought together more than 100 young people from around the world to prepare a young manifesto with the aim of ending violence in school. This is the way they want to solve the problem. General principle. diversity and tolerance, and protection for students.
Hi, my name is Ricardo Paredes, ID 8763193. What is the profile of the school bully? The bully tend to have an autocratic personality and carry out on the undemocratic behavior. behavior. They have the, the children, the children thinking. So for Chen, the only the, the only opinion that counts is theirs. They like to dominate others and feel superior because they generally have low self-esteem. Characteristics of good bullying: irritable and aggressive personality, under self-control, absence of empathy, trend to the violent and threatening behaviors, impulsive. His academic performance is usually low, sometimes it is summer, some, something greater than the rest of the class for having repeating on or several courses. His behavior in the classroom is characterized by tone, outing, Hawkins, Hawkins on of place and even challenge, challenging attitude and the attitude against teacher and colleagues, coach, coach, college coaches. Is possible it is possible that it belongs to an structured family with attendance of domestic violence. Physical strength is it assumes the leader role before a group of students of similar psychology characteristics or seeking re- recognition and integration in the group. What are what are the causes of school violence? Have various causes for the which school violence take place. It may be that the aggressive aggressor, boy, girl, or adolescent live in violence environment until the perpetrators and witnesses of the violence. The children learn that violence is acceptability, acceptability meant for the strong and aggressive to achieve achieve that they want from the weaker, passive, or peace, peaceful. Really, it all depends on the reality that children life. It must by taking into account that when an adult allows, allows or incentive violence, the student see it as something normal. That is one of the most common cause of school violence in Mexico.
Hello, teacher. My name is Christian Blaes. I will present the following points. According to UNESCO International Plan, around 246 million children and adolescents suffer some type of school violence. Knowing its different form of manifestation is essential to address this problem both inside and outside the classroom. At least two students in each class have suffered bullying through the internet, according to the latest UNICEF report on the digital divide of boys and girls in Spain and around the world, and who is in the focus of the bullies, girls especially, as well as those students who move away from the norm and sexual and gender stereotypes. Bullying and the law of silence. We speak of bullying or bullying when the harasser or bullies repeatedly intimidates and harasses his victim until the latter is isolated and socially excluded. These threats and verbal attacks gradually increase in intensity and usually occur in private when the victim is alone in the courtyard, in the center bedrooms after class. It is also common for the victim to hide in the situation he is going through for his family, teachers, and classmates. The harasser, by not suffering any consequence, reinforces her power over the victim, and the harassment becomes more severe with the passage of time. The famous television series for 13 Reasons Why very clearly shows the phenomenon known as the law of silence. Factors such as the child fears that the threats will be carried out after reporting the situation, the feeling of guilt that no one helps or believes, low self-esteem, or symptoms of depression lead the victim to shut up and cover up the bully. Cyberbullying and the accessory effect. When violence in the classroom is transferred to the digital world, it is called cyberbullying or cyberbullying. The stalker, under the protective shield of the screen, takes advantage of social networks and WhatsApp groups to instigate, mock, and spread outrages about the victim. Although this physiological abuse does not lead to face-to-face confrontation between the bully and the victim, it is not less serious for that. The emotional consequences in the bullied are the same as those of moving within the real context to depression, anxiety, isolation, school phobia. Furthermore, cyberbullying has several peculiarities that aggravate the phenomenon. The first is the speed at which the bullying escalates, since the bully, as already indicated, feels protected by the screen. And let's not forget the speed with which information is disseminated, shown as the RRSS. The second has to do with the third party with viewers. It is common for college to become accomplices spreading towns on Hoggets. And finally, the difficulty for family and educators to be detected the cruel situation that the children or adolescent is experiencing.